One of Doom's greatest mysteries has always been the origin of the Hell dimension. Just how did this horrid, abnormal, full of death and despair dimension was given birth? Was Hell always there even before the Void was created? Or did something even more powerful than Hell itself give birth to it? That's what we're going to find out today. Doom Eternal the Ancient Gods dives into the story of Hell and its most powerful warrior, the devil himself. It tells a tale about how Hell was created moments after the universe was born, and how it was meant to be a beautiful, mighty place, home of the most powerful race in the multiverse. I've made several videos where I talk a little bit about the story of Hell for the sake of context, so I know that I'm going to be repeating myself in this video, but I think that it is a necessity for you to know the entire picture of why Hell is just no more than a huge tragedy, and that what planted the seeds of violence and corruption was none other than God himself. If you enjoyed the franchise of Doom and want to know everything about its story, DLC, news, etc., consider subscribing, click the bell to get all future videos, and leave a huge like. Let's get this video to 5,000 likes. Thanks for the support and enjoy the video. It all began with a big bang. A huge amount of energy was concentrated into a tiny point. This extremely dense point exploded with such unimaginable force that it created matter and propelled it across this newly created space. Amidst this grand explosion, something or someone passed through the void, a godly figure that gave birth to an uncountable amount of galaxies, dimensions and universes just by walking. This godly figure was later known as the Father, the creator of all beings. Where he comes from and how was he created is not known. What it is known is that he is a primordial being, a celestial entity that had so much power that he created life just by existing. The Father, in his never-ending walk and creating full-on dimensions without noticing, finally laid to rest, and in his break, Urdak, or Heaven, came out from him. The Father decided that Urdak would be his resting place, where he can create more things and study his creations. To help him manage the species, worlds, galaxies, realms and dimensions he created, the Father created the Seraphs, winged angels that will follow the Father's every command. For quite some time, something had been troubling the Father. Ever since he passed through the void, he has never created a dimension with his full, concentrated, mighty power. Everything that has been created since he appeared, he did it unknowingly. The Seraphs, his loyal angels, were his first creations, yet the Father knew that he could create a place even stronger and more powerful than Urdak. He wanted to create the ultimate realm, filled with people that seeked power and knowledge beyond everything. He wanted to know how far this new race would go, and so, with all of his mind concentrated into a single task, the Father created the realm of Jakad. The Father created Jakad with one single intention, for Jakad to be a realm even stronger than Urdak. And that became true. The Father gave the people of Jakad two simple qualities: a restless, burning ambition to know it all, and no care for restraint. These two qualities combined pushed this new race into achieving great technological advancements, and Jakad became a mighty place full of power. To safeguard this realm, and moments after creating it, the Father created the first primeval, a god tasked to defend, guard and oversee his own realm. This first god was named Davoth, the Father's first son. The Father gave Davoth one single quality: care. Davoth cared deeply for his people. He wanted nothing but the best for his brothers and sisters. And you would think that this is a great combination, a race of humans with burning ambition to reach even the heavens, and a guardian god that cares a lot for the well-being of his people. That sounded great on paper, but the father didn't know that these two creations, Jekad and Davoth, would plant the seeds of corruption and destruction of the whole multiverse, as the father was far from being a perfect being, as he could also be naive and make mistakes. Eventually, the people of Jekad took notice of the makers and their creator, and revealed to them a shocking truth. The father, even after creating them to be the greatest realm of all, he, the creator, gave them mortality. The people of Jekad just couldn't accept that they, one day, would meet their fate. They couldn't accept that others like the Makers were immortal. They cursed their mortality and set their sights on discovering the secrets of immortality at all costs. Davoth had the same plan. As he is all-caring, he began his own research on obtaining the secrets of immortality for his people, as he, as well, could not accept that his father didn't give his people immortality. The father is all-wise, and with his immense logic and power, he can foresee things that will happen in the future. The father foresaw that the realm of Jekad will fall to tyranny, corruption, and destruction. He foresaw that Jekad will fall into chaos, and that eventually Jekad will threaten all the other realms and worlds. The best course of action, and one that the father took, was to seal away the dimension of Jekad into darkness. It is described in the Codex of Doom that all the universes that the father has created are within his own grasp. By sealing away Jekad, the father doomed this realm, setting it to fall to a fate worse than death itself, the wrath of a loving god. Love can easily turn into hate. History has taught me that. In a matter of seconds, Davoth went from deeply loving his father to outright hating him. He became blind with rage, so much that he bent the people he cared so much in the past to his own will. Davoth subdued the people of Jekad into having one single goal: consume everything, even the creator. Eventually, Jekad became known as the Dimension of Hell, and Davoth became the Dark Lord, the devil himself. Hell and the Dark Lord eventually morphed into something worse. Davoth, being a god, retained his form given by the father, which was a form that resembled man. Yet, the people of Jekad, now known as Hell, morphed and transformed into hellish monsters, created to consume and kill, leaving nothing alive in the process. Now, it is not explained just how the humans from Jekad became this horrid, but we need to take into consideration that probably millions, even billions of years of evolution contributed to this fact. The humans have an endless potential, and with time, they can adapt to every circumstance. Most likely, the demons were once humans, and with millions of years of evolution, they became this. We must also take into consideration that Jekad was a realm far more powerful and advanced than Urdak, so they probably had the machines and technologies to create these monsters. The Marauders were born by the fusion of Hell and Maker technology, so it can be safe to assume that this evolution was granted thanks to their technological prowess. The Cyber Demons, Mancubi, Hellraisers, Arachnatrons, Spider Masterminds, and many more demons from Hell have mechanical frames, and they were created and built by Hell itself. Now, it has been explained that whenever a new species is killed by any demon from Hell, that species will then be transformed into Hellspawn, and I think that's why Hell has just too many different species as demons. None of them look to be from the same universe. There are still a lot of mysteries about how Hell works, but one thing is for sure: Hell consumes and destroys, all thanks to the Dark Lord, as he was the one who bent everyone to his will of killing his father. Getting back to the timeline, eventually Hell and Davoth became too strong, too powerful, and they were able to break the seal that kept them away. Thanks to that, the Dark Lord began invading other dimensions, letting Hell consume the whole realm in itself, while he killed and absorbed the power of the god tasked to guard that realm. When the Father created Davoth, he decided that each dimension would have one primeval, one god to protect them. For each realm that the Father created, one primeval, one god would protect it. The Dark Lord, in his killing spree of killing gods and absorbing their power, became all too strong and powerful, so much that he endangered all of creation for good, and so much that the Father had to fight him himself. Eventually, the Father met Davoth on Hell and fought against him. The Father was out of Davoth's league. His power dwarfed that of Davoth's. He was just too powerful for the Dark Lord, and so the Father took the life energy of the Dark Lord and stored it on a sphere, and left it on the Ingmar's sanctum on Hell. Even still, the Dark Lord and Hell were still growing stronger by the day. The Dark Lord was not a king, but a warrior. He led the demons, yet Hell still had the elder demon gods, demons that will still propagate death and destruction, even without the presence of the Dark Lord. Even after the killions of years of being reduced to mere whispers, the Dark Lord, Davoth, the devil himself, still spreads lies and deception to his minions. With his whispers that can be heard through all of Hell, he empowers his demons, and he leads them even after being reduced to a mere sphere. The Dark Lord might not be the last boss of Doom. He's not a king, he's a warrior, and Hell itself is a living being. So even after killing the Dark Lord, if that ever happens, Hell needs to be destroyed as well. Even if that means killing trillions, billions, quadrillions, pentagillions, quintillions, decillions of living creatures, of demonic beings. At the end of the day, the creation of Hell and Davoth is just a huge tragedy. Hell was created primarily because Davoth cared a lot for his own people, so much that when the Father betrayed Davoth, he bent all of the people of Jakad to his will, all for the sake of achieving immortality, and to me that is a huge tragedy. Thanks for watching. And so okay Spartans, that was all the time I had for today's video. Please let me know what do you think about this video down in the comment section. Leave a like if you did and a dislike if you disliked it. It is completely fine. Thanks to all of my patrons that made this video possible, and links to all of my social accounts will be down below. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day. Adios. Bye.